Hey everybody, it's Chris, live again. Today I'm here with Mr. Josh Duke, all the way in from the internet.
Man, my arms are killing me.
Boy, are my arms tired. We've got him here. We had our 5th anniversary party over the weekend, so we had everyone from the team in, but Josh stayed an extra day because today we're launching his new ebook that we all worked on together, but he wrote, called Long Live Content.
Yeah.
And so he's going to talk about that on our live video.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so Long Live Content is exploring the marketing myth that content is king, and I had the question of whether or not that was still true or not, because we certainly hear about it like every time, everywhere. It's just all over. And I thought it'd be kind of cool to explore like what that means in 2017, like how accurate is that really? We have like a lot of emerging social media networks, and like a lot of platforms are maturing, like YouTube, and the blog sphere itself, it's kind of stabilized. There's not like as many crazy new things happening in it. So I just wanted to see, like, is content still king? And if it's not king, like what really are the factors to help you get discovered as a content creator? And so it's not a super long ebook. It's about 18 pages. You can probably read it like on your lunch break or something like that. It's available for free on our website right now.
Free?
Free!
Why aren't we selling this? Nobody approved that with me.
So we thought it would be good to be free. First of all, it's our first ebook.
Yeah.
So we don't know how this is going to go. That's part of it. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
But also, we just think it's like good information. Like we want to kind of just start a conversation. And really, it's not free, because if you check out our blog post where you can download the ebook, we ask you to leave us a little tip and just tweet us out. Not money tip. Like the tip is
social tip.
Yeah, a social tip. Just to tweet that you downloaded the ebook, and if you feel inspired, you can send us a tweet. We can have a little conversation, and I'm always willing to talk to people. But really, it was just about the fact that we kind of just think it's good information to start a conversation about like the myth of content.
So, was there anything you learned that you were surprised in doing the research?
Yeah. So I think like one of my favorite parts of the book. I had this like thought of how our days are broken down, and so I did I did a whole bunch of like statistics of how the average American spends their days, and obviously it's an average, like our days are gonna vary, but like I think it came down to like out of your whole day, there's only like 100 and something minutes that are like unaccounted for, as far as like between working and stuff like that. And so I was exploring the fact that like your content has to be good enough for someone to care about it in those very few precious of like pure free time. And so it was just kind of another angle of how people consume content. A lot of the stuff I did already know, like how much stuff gets uploaded to YouTube. Like it's more video than you'll ever possibly be able to watch, and no one in their right mind should ever try and watch all the content on YouTube. Even attempt it, it'll drive you insane. But things like how fast blog posts are posted all the time and things like that, they're all in the ebook, and you can check that out.
So would you say there is humor in the ebook?
There is. I think so.
Well,
it's definitely down to opinion, that's for sure. I mean, it might not be your cup of tea,
but it's not just straight facts.
Oh no. I wrote it. I wrote it to get some laughs out, because I think that you should have fun while you learn. It's like entertainment plus learntainment or something. Like there's some like there's edutainment. There you go.
Is.
Thanks, Matt. I got that just from his lips. That's yeah. Anyway. So yeah, I definitely wrote it to be fun. I use a lot of like pulp culture references. Like I think there's pretty much almost a whole chapter devoted to like Psy, the Gangnam Style guy, and I was just like, I went to a conference one time, a marketing conference, and they're just like, here's how you get to be like the next big thing. Like if you follow these steps, you're gonna be like the next Psy, which is just like the most like outrageous thing. And I was exploring though like what's the difference between like someone who does a crazy dance on YouTube versus Psy making it to be one of the biggest YouTube videos of all time. Like what's the difference there? And that was also another exploration onto why content is not quite as much of a king as we thought he was.
Right.
So, spoiler alert in case you wanted to read the book.
Well, we do want them to read the book.
Yeah.
So what you're saying, what I'm hearing, and from when I read it, what I got was content is king if you're willing to promote it. Like, you need to work on your content, of course. You want your content to be good for when people do find it. But thinking that you can just write a bunch of great content and you're good, you don't have to tell anyone, you don't have to promote it, you don't even have to think about an advertising budget, that's foolish. You do have to do those types of things.
Absolutely.
And if you didn't know that, well, that's why you should check out the book.
Yeah, there's definitely... So I feel like your content is kind of like your CYA thing, where it's like, there's a chance you might get discovered at any moment, right? Like, for all we know, this book could blow up. It could be like the big thing. But if your content isn't good and people start putting eyes on it, then like it's not going to pick up. So I do think there is definitely a direct proportion of how much energy you put into something and the results, but that's not the full equation, you know. So it's kind of just like if in case it is your 5 minutes of internet fame, like make those 5 minutes like really count. So
maybe you can turn it into 6.
Exactly, yeah. And I do think there's a lot of people that do that. You know, I think also in the book I talk about how emerging content platforms, especially things like Twitch, YouTube, like way back in the day. I mean, it's been what, almost 2 decades now since YouTube like really was out. But like those platforms, the early adopters, sometimes they get that boost too, and they're not necessarily the best content creators, but they were there first, and so they start building this audience, and now their content's like maybe like a solid B, but they do it so often and they have such a consistent audience that like they're never going away. So unless YouTube screws stuff up like the advertising revenue and there's all that drama, but that's not in the book. So that's the sequel.
Ooh, you hear it here first.
Yeah. I'm just really excited. I mean, thanks to like you and Carly for supporting this idea of doing like an ebook for 2930, and I think we have a couple of other ideas that we want to work around too. So 2930 Publishing's kind of taken off a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll see how this goes.
Dipping the toes in.
Yeah, if nothing else, it was a good educational experience for me. And you know, it is kind of an opinion piece. Like there's like stats that back up my argument in there, but it is kind of like this is how I feel things are. And I even said that in like the first chapter. It's like you can disagree with this and you might disagree with that. And I'd love to hear why you disagree with it. So if you want to like leave us a comment, send us a tweet, you know, we'll get back to you and talk more about it. So
sure. So it's live on the site now, on the blog, right?
Yep.
And then you can also find it from the homepage.
Mm-hmm.
Have we posted it on Facebook and all those things yet?
I believe that post is forthcoming soon. I think Carolina
later today, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think Carolina was.
So that's fine. So go to our blog or keep your eyes peeled for Facebook and all that later today.
Mm-hmm.
Twitter and all those things. It's free.
It's free, and pretty soon we'll have it out on Kindle and iBooks.
That's right. Later this week.
Yeah.
We're working out the formatting issues because again, it's our first one. But later this week, it'll be on both of those, also for free.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No. I had a lot of fun writing it. Put some effort into it, and hopefully, you know, we'll see if content is king. You know, if this is the living test right here. You know, will this book do well?
So if this book blows up, will you feel like you were wrong about some of this stuff?
Yeah, prove me wrong.
That's great. We win either way.
Yeah, this would be the best case scenario. Just prove us wrong.
Either he's wrong, or everyone sees the work.
Yeah,
that's great. I love
this. It's a win-win. So
you should have led with that when you pitched this a few months ago.
We should have charged money for it. But yeah, just check it out. It's just in PDF right now, so you can transfer it to whatever device you want to read it on, or just read it on your computer or laptop or whatever. So, yeah.
All right, cool. So go check it out on the blog. Watch for the links on social later today, and let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Any questions or anything like that? All right.
All right.
Then we will catch you guys in the next live.